What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, let's chop back into the Jimmy Kimmel suspension over there at Disney. They are really trying to figure this situation out. They want to know, like, okay, why are people boycotting Disney? All right, what's going on? Why are these people really boycotting Disney and Marvel over Jimmy Kimmel? Is it really over Jimmy Kimmel and this matter of free speech? That's what's going on. Okay, maybe we have a solution to that. Right now, they are apparently in talks. Disney execs are in talks to negotiate with Jimmy Kimmel to return to his late night program. And maybe that'll stop the bleeding, because apparently they've been losing a lot of people over there at Disney. Hey, look, I ain't got no problem with it. Cancel Disney Plus. Cancel them anyway. Show them who's boss, all right? Everybody out there, show these cats who's boss. Cancel them outright. I am 100% with it, because look, I've said this before. Disney uses its properties and its platforms to push agendas. They are not just sitting out there entertaining people. They have been trying to push agendas through Jimmy Kimmel and other people like that. They use their platforms to push their agenda and their propaganda. And, you know, they do it with the kids' films. All right. They do it with Marvel and Star Wars. You see it everywhere. So I have zero problem with anybody out here that's saying, yeah, cancel Disney Plus. We are all in agreement with that. And honestly, it's really funny in a way, because Disney has wound up like radicalizing their own like people against them. All right. Like this entire boycott Disney crowd. These are people that have been radicalized by companies like Disney, you know, with Orange Man bad. So everything that happens, oh, it must be because of the Orange Man. The Orange Man is bad. And they can't see any nuance any longer. The only thing they see is that you guys bent the knee to Trump. That's it. That's all they see. They don't see that, oh, well, you know, the regulations, you know, Jimmy Kimmel was against regulations. And we'll look at that in a minute. You know, they don't see that, oh, well, maybe the advertisers might have something to say about this. You know, maybe Jimmy Kimmel really did do something wrong. Hey, maybe we need to, you know, rethink about how we approach political assassinations, you know, and all that. No. Orange Man bad. It's like they created their own, like, monster. All right. They created the monster that's going to end up destroying them, like Frankenstein and shit. Right. They've created the monster that will ultimately destroy them with all of their bull crap, radicalizations, indoctrinations. All right. All of the agenda, the propaganda, whatever you want to call it. Against Trump, against Republicans, against conservatives, X, Y, and Z. I see it all the time. I see it up and down in the comments. Everybody's, oh, man, you a sellout. You this and that. Like, nah, bro, I just see shit as it is. And the fact of the matter is that this is something that Disney has absolutely done to themselves. And I have no sympathy at all for them, or empathy, all right? Because this is what they did. They created this monster, you know, and now they got to deal with it. But look, right now, Disney's trying to figure out what to do. What side do we need to lean on? You know, I'm sure within these negotiations, they're trying to figure out which way to go. Do we side with the audience, or do we side with the advertisers? Because the advertisers are absolutely saying something about that. Nexstar denies that the Jimmy Kimmel suspension was due to FCC pressure. Now, I know everybody that's over there thinking, no, it was all FCC, it's Trump, all right? Jimmy Kimmel criticized Trump, and Trump said cancel him. Like, that's basically what they're saying. And the reality is that Jimmy Kimmel made very reckless comments in regards to a political assassination only 5 days after the assassination took place. He made extraordinary reckless comments. Whether or not you want to accept that, that's the truth of the matter. And, you know, he has every right to, you know, say, hey, I can say what it is I want to say. I got my freedom of speech. But Disney don't have to put up with that, and neither do any of these ABC affiliates, all right? A Valiant Renegade covered it right here. Conan O'Brien had said the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel and the promise to silence other late-night hosts for criticizing the administration should disturb everyone on the right, left, and center. It's wrong, and anyone with a conscience knows it's wrong. No, anybody with a conscience should know that it is wrong to make the comments that Jimmy Kimmel made in regard to a political assassination. It has nothing to do with the administration, but people don't want to accept that. You're seeing it all over the country right now. People are losing jobs, getting kicked out of school, getting canceled out because they decided that they wanted to either A, celebrate a political assassination, make light of a political assassination, joke about it, or whatever it is that they wanted to do. Just got through doing a video about the dead from the ghost of Yote. I did an entire video talking about it. It's like the biggest video on my channel that I've ever had, and it's just me calling this bullshit out. But you guys just want to ignore that, don't you? Because you know it doesn't fit the narrative. You would rather blame Trump for that shit instead of saying, nah, it's not really Trump. Jimmy Kimmel said some bullshit he shouldn't have said. And just hold him accountable for that. Instead of trying to say, well, it must be Disney bending the knee to Trump. So let's go ahead and boycott Disney. And again, I have zero problem with you boycotting Disney. You should have already been boycotting Disney as far as I'm concerned. But it's just hilarious that you had zero smoke. A lot of y'all had no smoke whatsoever for people laughing, dancing, and celebrating and everything when it came to Charlie Kirk assassination. Everybody that was celebrating it, you had zero smoke for them. But yet you're outraged and you're pissed off that Jimmy Kimmel lost his job in this mix. And you're mad at that. And it's like, it's this free speech issue. That's why. Well, there was a bigger assault on free speech when Charlie Kirk lost his life for free speech. Charlie Kirk wasn't out there committing violence. He wasn't doing no kind of bullshit where he deserved to lose his life over that. So in my opinion, that's the biggest attack on free speech. If you want to talk about an attack on free speech, a man lost his life over free speech because all he was doing was sitting in booths saying, prove me wrong. And just going from college campus to college campus. And some dude decided to take his life over it. But look, let me get back to what I was talking about, all right? Valiant Renegade says, I don't know, Conan. When you have, in addition to broadcast partners, national advertisers calling into Disney, complaining about Kimmel, as per the Hollywood Reporter, the FCC takes second chair in the problem hierarchy. And Carr never alluded to shutting the show down. There's fines and disciplinary action sometimes, but Disney gave Kimmel a chance to chill things out. He told him no. Disney then pulled it. Not sure what else you do there. Yeah, he absolutely said, nah, I ain't apologizing. I ain't doing it. As a matter of fact, they asked him, hey, okay, I'm going to address my comments from Monday. I'm going to address them with the next monologue. But what it sounded like he was going to do is double down. He had planned to double down on the MAGA attacks. So Jimmy Kimmel was unrepentant. He was unapologetic. He was going to continue to go down what he was doing. He had no problem at all tripling down on his shit. So I don't understand, like, what is Disney supposed to do? Especially, again, when you got the advertisers, when you got the national advertisers saying, yeah, we need to deal with this. Okay. When Nexstar is like, look, we got our affiliates that are catching hell from their customers saying we don't like this. We don't want to watch Jimmy Kimmel on TV no more. That's what it is. The local affiliates. And speaking of local affiliates, I had posted this up yesterday, all right? When I saw this news article that had hit, police responded to reports of gunshots outside of ABC 10 in Northern California Friday afternoon. No injuries were reported, police said. When officers arrived, they observed multiple gunshots struck the building. There is no suspect at this time. And I said, don't tell me these nutcases are shooting at ABC buildings over Jimmy Kimmel.
A 64-year-old man named Hannibal Hernandez Santana has been arrested as the suspect in the shooting that led to an investigation here at ABC 10 in Sacramento along Broadway. And as the sun has risen this morning, you can see for yourself plywood over one of the windows in the lobby there. Now, earlier in the day on Friday, police were called here in response to shots fired from outside the ABC 10's building. No one was injured despite the building being occupied at the time. 3 bullet holes were seen in the window on the building's lobby. And that's when the investigation began. Later the same day, KCRA3 saw police in the River Park neighborhood, including SWAT teams. A witness at the scene reported seeing a man tackled and then taken into custody. Sacramento police thanked the FBI for providing resources in its investigation and have asked anyone with further information to contact their department.
Benny Johnson got it posted up, and there it is, officially another act of left-wing violence. Hannibal Hernandez Santana, 64, was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon after opening fire on an ABC affiliate building in Sacramento in protest to Jimmy Kimmel's suspension. An X account tied to him is filled with anti-Trump rants. Shocker. Yeah, see, here's the problem, is that all of these guys that are anti-Trump, that are anti-conservative, you know, they hate the right side of the country for whatever reason. They got violent tendencies. They don't know how to talk their problems out because they don't have real solutions or real debating points that they can argue very well. The only thing that they got are, oh man, I'm pissed off because Trump did this, this, and this. Oh, I'm mad that these conservatives have these views versus having my views. Why don't you have my views? Why don't you believe as I believe? Something's wrong with you. I got to take you out. Oh, ABC just pulled Jimmy Kimmel off the air. It's an assault on free speech. I gotta take somebody out. That's what they're doing. And see, that brings me back to this, because now you got a boycott on your hands, Disney. And sometimes I don't think they really truly understand all of the bullshit that they're doing. They did this to themselves. Disney did this to themselves. They're the ones that push agendas. They're the ones that's pushing the propaganda that Trump is evil and everybody's against you and blah, 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 blah. So it gets to that point, after you push enough of that propaganda, everybody believes it. So now when Jimmy Kimmel comes out and says something dumb as fuck, and you got to yeet his show off of your shit, you got to take Jimmy Kimmel off of ABC, everybody's boycotting. Oh, it's free speech. They're bending the knee to Trump. They're bending the knee to Trump. That's what happens when you continue to push this propaganda down everybody's throat. Everybody believes the propaganda now. But now you're trapped. Now you're trapped, okay? Because when Nexstar comes out and says, or what's his name? Not Nexstar. Who was it? Sinclair. When Sinclair comes out and says, no. This ain't enough, all right? Suspending Kimmel is not enough. We're calling for FCC and ABC to take additional action. When the local affiliates and the companies that operate the local affiliates, when they've heard it, they've been hearing it from their customers, from their local customers. It's like when you write your letters to the editor or whatever, you start writing in trying to get somebody canceled. All you leftists that's watching, because I know y'all watch too, when you guys are writing in and trying to get everybody canceled, and then the company bends to your whims, that's basically what's happening here with Sinclair and Nexstar. It says it ain't got nothing to do with the FCC. It has everything to do with what this idiot said, all right? It's not due to FCC pressure. We're hearing from our customers. We're hearing from, what did Valiant say again? We're hearing from the local advertisers, all right? The national advertisers are calling into Disney complaining about Kimmel. And that's because the national advertisers, they were hearing from Nexstar. They were hearing from Sinclair. They were hearing from their from customers. And so everybody's complaining about this crap. And now Disney has to make a call, and it's not just about Jimmy Kimmel. See, it would have been just about Jimmy Kimmel if it was anybody else. Oh, Jimmy Kimmel says some dumb shit or whatever. But because you've radicalized half the country to think, all right, that there's some sort of an agenda against them, you get what you get. This is a problem of Disney's own making. They did it to themselves by radicalizing all these people with their bullshit propaganda, all of their anti-Republican, anti-conservative programming, everything that you guys been trying to do to turn the country against one another, instead of just, hey, let's just speak the truth and just lay the information out there just as it is and let everybody make their own decisions. But when you got all of these activists within your own organizations and your own companies, this is what happens. Now everybody is calling for a boycott. Now you've lost them all, right? You lost the conservatives with your bullshit propaganda and your programming. And now you've lost the liberals, you know, with this Jimmy Kimmel situation. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about it, man. I find the whole thing fascinating. All right. But look, I hope that the people are out here in Sacramento. I hope everybody's okay. I hope they like throw the book at this guy. You can't be out here shooting into a building because Jimmy Kimmel got canceled. The fuck's wrong with you, bruh? That's wild too. And look, this guy probably listens to nothing but, you know, radical propaganda himself. That's probably all he listens to. 64 years old, and this is what you're doing in your twilight years? You rolling out here and shooting up a building for what? For Jimmy Kimmel? Bruh. Man, these people have lost it, man. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Go ahead. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.